one.
It's John and Pete and John and the Two-Sided Podcast. Pete and John and Pete and Two-Sided Podcast. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday live on stereo.
Yeah. And another thing with Dave. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are the Two-Sided Pod. We are here every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. You just heard from our good friend and comrade, commiseration, conciliary, and another thing with Dave.
Comanche? No, you wouldn't. Compadre. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy, John. We start speaking in travel speak. Telling you what, this is your little bighorn, my friend. You came to the wrong place to give that kind of joke. I'm going to treat you like custard. Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. If you can't see us live here and you're hearing this after the fact, you already know you've gone in too deep because you've looked us up. Our handle is at Two-Sided Pod, all one word, all lowercase. We're on Spotify, we're on Amazon Pod, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Patreon, we're on Fans Only, we're on Farmers Only, we're only farmers with fans. We're fans of farmers, like Farm Aid and Life. We were the ones who wanted to buy the world a Coke. Let that motherfucker sing, I said in perfect harmony, and John said, I can't hear you, there's too much feedback in the monitor. So no harmony was had with those Cokes. Went back to the studio, tried to edit it, and did Coke. That's a joke, John. There was no studio.
Allegedly, that was a joke.
Allegedly, there was no studio.
Before we jump into the show proper, my YouTube is happening again where it says it's private. I'm pretty sure it's just on my end. So if you want to see any of the messages, my boy Pete, you know what to do.
Man, I really need you to be better. And I think the first step to being better, actually, I have a 2-step process. Normally it's 3 steps, but I know you have a short attention span. So I'm going to give you 2. You ready?
Yeah.
Got your pen and paper? Got your fucking tattoo needle?
Yeah.
All right. Got that wire coat hanger ready to be bent into a shape of the words I say and put in fire until it's red hot to brown in your ginger skin? Ready? Here we go. Number 1. Fuck your Apple phone. Get an Android. Number 2. Fuck your PC computer and get a normal computer. Either PC or Apple. I don't care about that. But get something that's not from 1984. Your computer says it's the George Orwell collection. It's very off-putting, Sean. Get that 1984?
Yeah. It's a beautiful, lovely Soylent Green, shade of Soylent Green.
Right. Yeah, 100%. The Soylent Green is John's computer. Ahoy, hoy! All right, so I got that, John. I'll do this and this, and watch this. And I do this. Yep. Okay. Oh no, that's not it either. Nope, ruined that. Yeah, that's broken. All right, and I'm ready. Okay, you're good to go. I can see the messages, not see the 2-second delay. I can see the ginger hole. I can see the future.
Well, let's have a shot.
Right. Oh, well, don't mind if I do. Okay. My boy Pete never asks, and a ginger never tells. Ain't that right, John?
That's right, buddy. I'll hit that message while you're setting up. Ahoy, hoy.
Hell yeah. Ahoy, hoy. Good day. How you doing? How you going, cats? All of those things. Internationally, we are here for you. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the Gingy Hole and Uncle Daddy. live on Thursday night. Come on, John. Cheers to you.
Cheers, everybody. Hey, you're welcome for listening. Ow. Well, howdy. I'm John O. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm my boy Pete in Southern California, taking a moment of silence for John's musical talents.
And you're listening to Two Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
Yeah, John, the you and the me, the make a plan and the fucking make an alibi, the yes and the no, the push and the pull, the ebb and the flow, the tug and the tug of the boat and the ship and the... It's a schooner, you dick! I don't know. I give up. I was on a roll and I saw the Magic Eye picture. Lost me.
Well, let's start this off proper. My boy Pete, let's do a general check-in. How you feeling?
Whew.
How you feeling, my boy Pete?
Whew. I'll be honest, John. This is the most honest you're going to get from me ever on the show, unless you meet me in person, and then I will lie about being in person. But until then, I'm tired. I got home at like midnight last night, and I can't just go to bed now. I stayed up on a plane. I got to get these hibbity jibbities out. Had a couple cocktails, smoked a bowl, watched some cartoons. Around 3 o'clock, I'm like, let's go to bed. 6 a.m. comes real early, around 3. And that was the second night in a row that I've been doing shit like that. I'm like, whoo! I'm a little tired, John, but I feel like, did you know this? Here's a little fact. Here's a little factoid. Put this one in your pocket. And I feel like you already know it, man, but I feel like you need to put it in the forefront of your mind. If you're fighting sleep and tiredness, if you consume calories, if you eat, have anything that your body has to break down, your body working will keep energy up and keep you awake. So if you just constantly like, all right, I'm going to have a granola bar, have a little half of this, I'm going to take some human adrenal gland, like little things like that. Oh, you took too much. Like, too much sandwich? No. Too much granola bar. What about human adrenal gland? That was the perfect amount for what we're going to do right now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Was that human adrenal gland? I'm sorry, sir. That was. If you can keep that going, you're good to go, John. I'm letting you know. Like little peanuts, little candy, popcorn, cigarettes. Every time to go. Actually, cigarettes too. Because if you get tired, you burn your arm. And then it becomes a sexual thing. And also, you see that, John? That mark right there? That's what you get for spilling paint in the garage in my house. So I'm tired, a little slap happy, and I'm calorically lacking right now. Yeah, I might look big from the side. Fuck you for saying that. But I was on vacation. And those goddamn dumplings were not going to eat themselves every day of the week.
That's true.
John, was your choice of making Miss Cat's Deli because this was a weight intervention? You're like, I think you're above that weight class, bro. Fuck you, John. I'm going to eat my sandwiches. You're going to get the gout. Fuck you, John. Uncle Daddy eats gout for a living. Only if the deli's open.
All right, we got to... hold on.
Oh, you want me to play a message? You want me to...
Yeah, play a message.
You want me to tell you a joke? You want me to threaten you? What can this is your adventure, John. Choose your own adventure. Do you want me to hurt your feelings? Would you like to bing A, hurt your feelings? Bing B, play messages. Bing C, hurt your feelings while playing messages. I'm trying to make it all in the show.
Let's find out what C does.
All right, John. I knew you'd fucking pick that, you simple bastard. I'm going to play this message. Jesus Christ, you're so predictable. And message. Oopsie. Oh.
Oopsie. You guys giving each other tug jobs. I understand.
Hello.
I get it.
I'm not gay.
I'm not gay.
You sucked my dick.
You sucked my dick, worm. That's bullshit.
Right? 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 I'm 100% with you. There's granted, okay, hear me out. Granted, the older we get, and you know how your body performs on like, oof, I'm gonna be running on fumes. Like, I will run on fumes if I got nothing to do. If I have to be in control of a situation, like I have to get 2 hours of sleep. If I don't, I have to stop drinking and get my blood alcohol level down like 0.8. That's something specific to help humanity as I move forward in my day-to-day 401k life. Ain't that right, Joe?
Okay, so the group chat is
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like I'm narco genius because the fact is, even though it's called the six-sided pod, you guys are in it, so it's like therefore 8 during the course the eight-sided pod. You guys are the referees and we're the good bands. I don't know, but either way, just we're the foundation, the OG foundation. Yeah, bitch.
So in step into that octagon, you will be judged, and judgment will fall upon you. Welcome to the party. Hey, everybody, welcome to the group chat. You will be judged. Voice messages are echoing. John, am I echoing on your side? We're getting echo from the Pistachio Gallery. I don't believe in peanuts, John. I believe in pistachios. So we're going to play one more message. And if we are echoing, I am echoing right now. I'm going to talk for a hot second. This is my testes, 1, 2, 3. And then John is going to retort by saying,
Yeah, I'm echoing.
all right. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out because I don't believe I had an admin star. And I know how this works. You're the worst. I'm the best. No, wait. I'm the best. You're the worst. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, right.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. John, psst, psst, bang. Don't make it awkward. Just here. Tell them about that growth we found in your back. Tell them about that.
Oh, yeah. That's not really a good thing. All right. And my version of vamping is, hey, we got some messages.
Yo, shout out to the OG Foundation, Music, Worms happening, Julie Prunes, and John L. Peacock Esquire, the man, the myth, the legend, present, aware, and accountable, my boy Pete, an uproarious, nimble, bon vivant raconteur.
I'm only guessing.
John.
Am I echoing? Are you echoing? You need to talk right now. You need to talk. Take this thing off mute. You talk. Are you echoing?
Let's see. I'm talking now. I'm talking, and I'm not echoing, nor was that message echoing. So we're good. We are good to go.
That's perfect. So I blipped out for a little bit, came back in, and the only thing I heard nimble and bon vivant, and I was hoping, praying that he was describing me. So I was like, nimble. I was like a motherfucking cat with a piece of butter bread in his back. Man, I landed on all feet and knocked the butter side down at the same time. or the book. Here's the deal, John. You know I'm on a keto diet. I don't do carbs or cats. So let's do a shot. Dub, here's to you, brother. Thanks for listening. Cheers, John.
Cheers.
All right.
Kill.
John, you're going to have to start a show here shortly.
Yeah, I know. Technically in it. All right. Pop those bags.
All right. Here we go. Last 2 messages, and we're going to start the show.
It'll be something.
Judge me, you slut.
100%. The only slut I shame is myself. And I only do it in the mirror at night when I scream. Fucking. You. No, I'm going to make a copy.
I just looked at the timestamps and I made that design about the 6-sided pod. I made that the day after Valentine's Day. I'm not gay, you are.
I'm not gay. You're the one who made. No, actually, I made a lot of Valentines. Aggressive. They're not fucking cardboard and construction paper. They're digital and they're beautiful. And there's a chair coming at your back. Oh! 2-sided pod.
Aw. Well, speaking of Valentine's, that leads us into our first lightning round.
Lightning round! It's time to get down! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Yeah! Woo!
Oh. Hey, how you doing, lightning round guy?
Oh man, I'm good. I had a great 5 days. I had a company over. We were very nice, respectful of the environment. We watched documentaries and drank Earl Grey tea. I feel restored and revitalized, baby. Woo!
Great.
Yeah, I stayed on the fucking cellar floor of a 2-floor walk-up, drank fucking weird-ass booze from a public water bottle, and pretty sure I had a rat on my shoulder at some point.
Yeah, man, that's what I was talking about, man. It's all about changing location, changing vocation. Can't be a nation unless you make that dedication.
Again, just because things rhyme, that doesn't make them a thing. You know how much work I put into rhyming?
No.
Neither do I. John, any questions? I have none.
I have none either. Hey, great to see you as always, lightning round guy.
All right. Nothing I like more than a one-sided show and 2 questions coming at one guy in a slow, Frogger-like formation. I'm good to go if you need me. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, bro.
I leave for a few days. He has to run to the fucking house. He starts doing this shit.
Yeah. Oh, Malcolm.
Roommates. Hostages, right? Am I right? That's why we don't feed them all the time. I digress, John. Allegedly. I allegedly digress. Continue.
Well, anyone knows that our first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
I'm a bit suspect. I'm wary. I'm unconfident at best. But let's do it.
Okay. First question, my boy Pete, have you ever been in a feud?
Fuck yeah, John. Yeah. Shall I expand, John? Yeah. Turns out
with that answer, yeah.
I've been doing I can go back to early days. I can go back to, it's blood feud. Like, we're gonna throw hands. Like, yeah, I know we're at the grocery store. I know we're both in the courthouse. Like, I'm gonna put hands with you right now. I've been doing the 2-sided pod with John L. Peacock for 2.5 years. Blood feud, my friend. Oh, I know it well.
My boy Pete, has your family ever had a rivalry or perhaps a feud with another family?
No, but they're so fucking passive. I wish they did. my family's so passive. I feel I wish they would have been at least competitive cloggers, so we could have like a clogging competition. Like, oh, those we got to try and keep up with those Joneses or whatever the clogging family's name is. But I feel like keeping up with the Joneses is very apropos.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That makes sense.
I'm reaching for fucking low hanging fruit here, John. Watch me working off a fucking jet lag reversal. So no, they're all pacifists. They let things go. They apologize. They take ownership of their mistakes. They do. I'm going to go ahead and say the things that people shouldn't do if they want to win fights or influence the court system in California. That is my family in a nutshell.
All right. Well, speaking of your family, have you ever wanted your family to go onto Family Feud, the game show?
No, John. Hell no, John. Come on, man. Have you watched Family Feud?
Yeah.
Are you a Matt? What? Okay, if you go back in the early ages, with oh my God, I can only think of Chuck Woolery because I had a long talk about the love connection with my dad. 2 and 2 today. I can only think about Chuck Woolery, the dude who said he was a secret agent, like he was the thing, and he was all these things. He was a liar and a fat mouth, but he got all these jobs. Fuck, what's his name? The early guy who would like give kisses on the lips and like touch cities and like, hey, you guys like sexual assault? We answer questions as a family. Well, touch that one, give you a kiss in the mouth. And how would you like to cheat on your husband on television? Survey says, right now. No good. Steve Harvey, I'm all about, but I know my family, they're going to say things that Steve Harvey is going to be like, Richard Dawson, motherfucker Richard Dawson. You know, John, here's the deal. Sometimes when you shake your fist at the heavens and you scream into the ether, sometimes the ether puts a cloth on your face and gives you the answer. Like a butterfly in a net. Oh my God, oh my God. Richard Dawson. Super touchy, super rapey. Great show. But now it's different and like we're gonna get picked apart. Like, no. And then I'm gonna try to compensate and he's gonna shut me down. And I'll be the one wearing the suit that looks like his because that's the only way I know. Like I get one joke and it's looking like him. Like, it's not gonna work out well, John. It's not. So no. So the answer is no. I know my family too well. No. I wouldn't take you on Family Feud. Like you would be a tragedy. All right, take your closest people. John is not coming. We got tickets. I was the one who got tickets. You wait in the motherfucking car. When shit goes south, have that shit backed up in fucking drive. We're getting in and going hot. God damn it, John. God damn it.
What about Louis Anderson?
Easy. Like I would let my mom have sweet tea with Louis Anderson. I would be the asshole. I would be the one who has to shut up. I'll like, just don't be funny in the weird way. Like, just be sweet and pointed and make one-liners, but don't involve Megan's Law in your fucking punchlines. Man, you guys are prudes. John, you're echoing again. I'm going to go ahead and
I'm going to ask the last question.
Yep, and I'll get out of this one.
Mute real quick. Your final question. Your final question there, my boy Pete, is could you please mute your... Okay. Your final question for this lightning round is if you could have a feud with anyone or any people, who would it be?
Were you echoing right there?
When you were muted? No. I am now.
Do you hear me echoing right now. Can I answer this question? Perfect. I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to leave hot. I'll come back in even hotter. John, I know what you're going to say. I know where you're going to go. First off, yes. Yes. Hatfields and McCoys living next to the Clampetts. Beverly Hillbillies beat the Song of the South, John. That's the group I want to fight against. Who do you have in your corner? Oh, John. It's like your T-Mobile. It's your favorite, your top five. There's my hand. Look. Holy shit, that's low. All right. Folks, if you don't like what you heard, you can't believe what you've seen, I suggest hitting that like, hit that alert button. Don't be afraid to subscribe. Don't be afraid to tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your parole officer. But right now, I have to dip out because what we believe in more than stupidity is technology issues. So if you're on the YouTubes, you'll be here. But if you're not, then I'm going to jump out of this one and we'll be back in a hot beat. Ain't that right, Jim?
I'm Louis Anderson.
That was a pretty good Louis Anderson. All right, let's pray for something, pray for a miracle. Here we go. And my boy Pete, you're back. And I'm sounding better than ever. I keep sounding better and better and better every time we do this.
Right? I get better looking, funnier, more intelligent. My dick grows 2 inches every single time this happens. John, why say no when it feels so good to say yes? Technology errors, you suck it. We're in for the whole long haul. Ain't that right, John? All right, fair enough. Like you're not there, but let's go ahead and I'm going to pop this bubble, but get a shot ready because let's drink to. They can't drink to. They can't stop us. Let's drink to fuck them because they're not us.
We're better than them.
Let's drink to
all of them.
Fuck your couch. How about drink to that technology? Cheers, man. Is it dub? You have to wait for this. Hold on. If it's dub, that's dub. We're gonna do something. Yep.
Pete? Yep. My boy Pete. Pete. John. Pete.
I think he's talking to you, John. We should probably do shots just to make sure everything's okay. Shh. Here we go. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your calls. You're welcome for listening.
Okay. It is strikingly amazing that your favorite feud of all time would happen to be the people we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about the Hatfield and McCoy feud.
Turns out this is one of my favorite feuds for a few reasons, John. But I love a slow burn. You're going to tell me of how it manifested and gestated and came to a slow simmer because of some cousins, some brothers, a sister, then the uncles. John, there's very few times when I feel like I'm watching TiVo, and I usually have to drink enough to talk to you. I'm like, all right, I'm going to pause you for a second. I'm going to make a cocktail and then go back to what I know is going to happen. It's going to be great. John, y'all get your fucking history books out. This one is one for the ages. And also, UK, I know you have some good ones, but listen up close because this one is fucking awesome and really stupid. John, let's start, buddy.
Sure. The Hatfields and the McCoys were two American Appalachian mountaineer families who, with their kinfolk, neighbors, cousins, uncles, nephews, nieces, etc., engaged in a legendary feud that attracted nationwide attention in the 1880s and 1890s and prompted judicial and police action, one of which drew an appeal all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Right. The use of the Appalachian people. So tell us about the Appalachians or Flash Eye.
Sure. The Appalachian Mountains, are Appalachian Mountains, as the people outside of Appalachia call it, are a series of, it's a mountain range like the Rockies. Those are the two big ones of the United States. There's other famous ones like the Alps, etc. And they are very remote. They make for extremely remote areas that, especially back in the 1800s, caused people to be far removed from what we would call civilized society.
And you look at, because it runs full mountain range, and this ain't a geography lesson, folks. And if it was, we would all fail. John would get that. John would fuck up the bell curve. He'd be like, I got 94%. Shut up, Ginger! That's what would happen. But Tennessee, Georgia, the Carolinas, Virginia, Mississippi, Alabama, all the ones who, I got to get my thoughts together before I start making jokes about that. Like, no, we're good. We're good. Appalachian. So anyway, it's far removed in the hills and the sticks where you could go to things, but there was no true law enforcement. There was no true, it was the law of the people, and whoever was there the longest, whoever, they were kind of in charge. Like it was very, it still is, but not as much. We have sheriffs now.
And internet.
Oh man, is this the invention of YouPorn? Man, this is going to be great.
All right. The Hatfields were headed by William Anderson, known as, you know his nickname because it's freaking awesome.
William Anderson? No, that was before Bill the Butcher. No, I don't know his nickname.
Devil Anse. So Devil Anse Hatfield and the McCoys by Randolph, known as Randall McCoy. Each
right. And just for the people listening in John's enunciation, Devil Anse, it's not your mom's sisters who are the devil. It's devil ants, the small bugs that will eat you alive. Devil ants.
Yeah, that would be Devil Anse. Come on.
We're nothing if not dignified.
That's right. So both of them fathered 13 children, but some sources claim that there were 16 for the McCoy clan. The families lived on opposite sides of a border stream, the Tug Fork. McCoy's in Pike County, Kentucky. Yeah.
KY. So no, it's the KY Fork. It's the Tug River. A lot of tugging. And we know the McCoys have at least 16, if not, because they didn't claim the last two. They were born special. We keep them out in the fields. What about the Hatfields? What do we know about them, John? What about their kid? What about their kin, John? What do we do about that? Are you?
Well, they were on the other. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm getting numbers first. I'm keeping track of the scoreboard. If we're doing like pros and cons of keeping with the Hatfields, keeping with the McCoys. Oh my God, when's the last time you read Tiger Beat magazine? Here's the deal. Are you a Hatfield or are you a McCoy? Well, do you like 16 children? Do you like to be called fire aunts or fire ants? Only time will tell. Let's finish up, John. I'm ready. 16.
Yeah.
McCoys.
So the Hatfields with their 13 kids were in Logan County in West Virginia. So even though their lands basically touched with the Tug Fork River dividing them, they were in two different states.
Right. No, 100%. That's how most people start, John. You're in a different state. Like, yeah, I live next door to you, but I am aggressive, kill, kill, kill. You are Sunday morning driving. And that is why you must be destroyed.
Right. Well, jurisdiction gets a little muddy because of that.
100%. That's why you do all your road rage in unincorporated counties, John. I've learned that. Indian reservations, unincorporated counties, 100%.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'm with you.
So the first
plus
known,
for the Hatfields.
yeah, and up to 16, possibly 16, 13 to 16 for the McCoys.
McCoys.
The first
Yep.
known event linking the Hatfields and McCoys was at the end of the Civil War. So Devil Ants, it's ANSE, by the way, Devil Ants, fought for the Confederate Army for 2 years, and he and his family members left and went home.
100%. So let's just go back now to your pronunciation, your enunciation, and your soft palate, how it is not sliding forward when you need to have said skills. John, Devlins, ANCE. It's not devil ants, devil aunts. It's Devlins.
Well, it's 2 words and it's ANSE.
Yeah, devil ants.
Devils.
Here's the deal, John. If I found you in a jungle and you were tied up and there was a bunch of devil aunts, devil ants, and devil unts, I would only save you from one. And what you're describing is one you would die from. Pray to God I don't find you on.
So they left the army, went home, and they joined a Confederate militia known as the Logan Wildcats. On the other end, Randall McCoy's brother, Asa Harmon McCoy, was a Union soldier. In 1865, Asa was wounded in battle and came home to heal. While he was recuperating, he was murdered. But no one was ever charged with the murder, and the rumor had it that devil aunties and the Logan Wildcats were involved.
Fucking Hatfields, man. Telling you what. Devil ants. They keep conjugating their names and screaming like cats every time they come around. How do you know if you've seen a McCoy around? Well, they're the ones who don't sound like wildcats and put ants in their names. Them's the Hatfields. See, John, notes come in handy.
Perfect.
You know, I was going down the wrong road and then I won. No more notes.
You lost every battle and you won the war. So, speaking of that, they believe this is where the feud began, but no conflict actually occurred between the family for over a decade. There was no attempt at retaliation, no charges, etc., etc. But in the late 1870s, Devil Hatfield got into a land dispute with Randall McCoy's cousin, Perry Klein. Ants won the land dispute and was granted Perry's entire 5,000-acre plot of land.
Oof. All right. That one gets you.
Yeah. So obviously the McCoys felt that Ants had used political connections and influence to influence the court's decision. And a few months after the verdict, Randall McCoy accused Ants's cousin and best friend, Floyd Hatfield, of stealing his hog.
Floyd loves the hogs. One thing we know about Floyd, loves that swine. Can't get enough of the pork. Come on, call him old Floyd Bacon. I can see how it could stick, John. I can see. Accusations were made. Tempers were flaring. What happened next, my friend?
Well, a lawsuit happened, which led to a court trial.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Not a court trial. Oh, no.
Well, the judge was a Hatfield. A major witness was a McCoy. And the jury was literally split up 6-6 between Hatfields and McCoys.
Who was the court jester? I'm sorry, wrong era. I was thinking, I just watched a lot of Game of Thrones, so sorry.
So Randall's nephew, Bill Staten. We'll go Staten.
Whatever.
Staten, also a brother-in-law of Ellison Hatfield, swore that Floyd Hatfield owned the hog. At the end of the trial,
I've been seeing that hog for a long time. When I say I know a hog, I know a hog. That hog belongs to that man. I rest my case, Your Honor.
you're a witness. You can't. Okay. Just stand up.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So at the end, one of the McCoys voted with the Hatfields for acquittal. That McCoy worked on Devil Anse's timber crew, and the McCoys claimed he voted with the Hatfields to save his job. As a result, the McCoys felt they had again been cheated.
Oh, no. Not cheated again. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're going to have a feud? Oh, no.
Well, this is when the violence between the families began in earnest.
Yeah, folks. Hold on to your butts. This one gets weird. Like John Wick meets the Appalachians. John, is that our next pitch to Hulu?
Yeah.
Oh, why did you have to kill my 17 dogs in my yard and my sister wife? Oh, no. Now you're all going to get it. Squeal like a pig, piggy.
This is where it gets a little weird. So Bill Staten, we went with. He's the nephew of Randall, right? He's also brother-in-law of Ellison Hatfield, and he sided with the Hatfields as a witness, as a key witness.
Oof,
and he was killed in a shootout with Paris and Sam McCoy in June 18th of 1880.
Snitches get stitches, John. Wind up in ditches. Come on, John. You know that's the old Hatfield McCoy. 6 of one Hatfield, half a dozen of another McCoy. You know what they say, right?
Well, unlike the Hatfields, who were not receiving any punishment for what they were doing, Paris and Sam went to prison for their crime.
100%. We call the Appalachians Fuji apples. Fuji apples. Some people are questioning, are you saying Appalachians? And they said, oh, Appalachians. I said, Fuji apples.
Appalachia.
From their accent. Oh, it works both ways.
Ah.
Not going to do either one. You're not going to cancel me tonight. Fucking, I'm ready. Let's go.
And Ellison Hatfield, the sister-in-law, testified at the trial. 2 months after the killing of Staten, Devil Anse's son, Johnce, Johnse, that's his name, Johnce.
Jesus, man.
Johnce met Rosanna McCoy, and who was the daughter of Randall, and they started, loving it.
I'm truly unsure. I feel like I just watched like a 1980s movie where 13-year-olds talk about sex. Is that a beaver? They started loving them. Is this like weird science? Did they create a Rosanna? Is that where the song comes? John, is this? We're talking about the creation of Toto? Fuck yeah! Folks, we are the two-sided pod. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. I swear to God, it doesn't get much better than this. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that tell your friend button. You're welcome for listening.
Well, it's funny you say it's an 80s teen romance because it was the 1880 election day event where they met.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the 80s, baby.
When I think of places to pick up chicks, John, I definitely think of election events. Like, oh, who's someone who's really opinionated and wants the world to change just like me, and I can live with that? No, John, I don't. That's why I go to yoga. Like, everyone's quiet. Let's all just be quiet and sit with what is happening. We all deal with it. If you can't deal with this pain, how are you going to deal with traffic? Damn straight. If you can't stay in this fucking Warrior 2 pose, how are you going to stay with your partner for 4 years too long? Exactly. Making relationships great again, John. One vinyasana at the time. Nah, almost had it. Oh, and the catch was this big. Okay.
Well, just like the events of Romeo and Juliet, Rosanna went to be with Johns in West Virginia, and a posse of McCoys rode to the cabin to take Johns to prison in Pikeville. And Rosanna told Devil Anse, who gathered his own crew, to cut off the McCoys and rescue his son.
Ain't nobody taking Josh to prison. Nobody puts Josh in the corner of a jail cell. You know who I am? I'm Devil Anse. That's my baby boy.
Well,
Rosanna, thank you for telling us that the sun is gone. Rosanna. I'm going to break him out right now. Sorry, Devil Anse. Go ahead.
no one was murdered, no one was harmed, no jail time happened, but the true tragedy is the couple remained apart from then on. But Rosanna had a little bun in the oven.
Boo. No one murdered. No one killed by pirates. Boo. All right. Bun in the oven. We're all thinking about it. We know.
She gave birth
Now we're
to her
intrigued.
daughter, Sarah Elizabeth McCoy, in the spring of 1881. The baby did die of measles a year later.
Okay. I was going to go with meet you all the way. But no. Measles a year later. You don't get any more Rosanna songs, John. You ruined all the lyrics that Toto ever put together. Let's talk about dead babies, man. I guess I'm ready.
Well, Johns, who was not able to deal with all of that, married, several times in his life, 4 times to be exact, but he met Nancy McCoy, the daughter of Asa Harmon McCoy, who was killed by the Hatfields, and they were married in 1881, right around the time of the daughter's birth, by the way. So he didn't wait long.
Got an itch. You got to scratch it. But here's the deal. I have thrown that shade on a handful of people in my life. Like, oh, you lose someone and none of us are done mourning and you're moving on. Like, how dare you? And it's an affront to you. But I have learned in the last 5 years with talks with my therapist, John, that everyone has their own fucking road to travel. None of us have the moral compass of my boy Pete. Otherwise, it would be the purge forever. Except for shit like that. 1,400 people were killed in the raid on the fucking milk depot. You can't talk to anyone for at least 10 years. My boy died for the milk depot. But I'm learning.
Well, just as any slow simmer can turn into a rolling boil, much worse trouble ensued at the Blackberry Creek election of 1882. A lot of things happen around election day. Anyway, Devil Anse and his brother, Ellison Hatfield, was mortally wounded in a drunken brawl by 3 McCoy brothers, apparently in an argument over a small debt owned on a fiddle. It's all over a fiddle.
Right? Ma played bass. Ellison played fiddle to the grave. Little me and Jeter just joined right in. Song of the South. Sweet potato pie to shut my mouth. Ain't that right, John?
Yeah.
Long song. Doesn't matter. Like you say, yeah. You can't fight a tidal wave, John. I'm a tidal wave.
I've learned. I tried. I failed.
And you will continue. Oh my God, John, you're like fucking a surfer. Oh my God, John, you're so good at what you do. John, here's the deal, buddy.
Yeah.
I do not envy you at all. I'll be honest, I do not. The shit you have to do, editing, engineering, researching, and then after all of that, now getting to, oh, you want both barrels, motherfucker? You had a hard day and you unwinded a little bit too much? Well, fuck you for having a life. I'm going to have to destroy you on a personal level. I hope you don't sleep for 4 weeks. Wow, you got aggressive. Yeah, man. Here's the deal. I hope the capillaries in your eyeballs explode. No, John. No one deserves that except my worst enemies. And you, sir, are not one of them. Do you ever take any umbrage with what I say? At the time, I fucking mean it. So literally know what, fucking get your shit in line. But I never did, John. I never. You know I fucking, you're my fucking news. You're my brother. I'll make a body, move a body for you. Not a problem. But get your shit together. Anyway.
So this obviously pissed off Devil Ants. You know, it's his brother. So they rounded up Tolbert Farmer and Randolph McCoy Jr. Both were sons of Randall. And once Ellison died of his wounds, the three boys were tied to pawpaw bushes on the Kentucky side of the tug and shot dead.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, three boys all at once. That's
See? All right, yeah. Then what we call that in the Appalachians, John, we call them fighting words. Man,
bullets in the head.
Y'all don't even know what you're fucking opened up right now. John, tell them. Y'all seen John Wick in the South? John, tell them what we do next.
Well, the McCoys, who seem to have the calmer head but the less influence, tried after those killings to have the Hatfields arrested and tried in the courts. They attempted it unsuccessfully. Perry Klein, a Pikeville lawyer who had previously disputed the Devil Ants over valuable timberlands, persuaded the governor of Kentucky to request extradition from Governor E.W. Wilson of West Virginia. So, hey, one governor to another. Can we just get those guys who murdered people in cold blood? Can we just get them over here so we can try them? And Governor Wilson said, nah.
But, John, who doesn't like a fiddle? You know what I mean? So, I get it. And also, there's all that transportation. But
right.
This is super fun. John, here's a little factoid that we're playing with that I've now been playing with for a little bit. A few of my last couple, I see what people are writing here in our YouTubes. Thank you, anyone who's writing YouTubes. If you want, because John doesn't see, if you want me to try and throw a joke in somewhere, don't pepper me. I'm not a machine. I'm a machine. Don't pepper me. But I'm saying, throw in a little something, if you like have a punchline, I'm going to work that in. That's good enough. It's smart enough. Doggone it. We'll see if John believes it's mine, and I get credit for it. That is how the two-sided pod works. I'm Thomas Edison of the comedy industry. That's a great joke. Thomas Edison. Who doesn't like fiddle? Nailed it. Oh, no. Nailed it. Go ahead, John.
Because of this one governor just refusing another governor's request, there was tension enough between the states that they thought there might be an armed conflict between the two states.
Can you do that? Is that a thing?
Well,
apparently I don't.
Yeah. I mean, Civil War.
John, I'm aware of the Civil fucking War. That was all of these states against all of these states. It was like, we are a union, we are a confederacy. Like, Nah, man. I live in LA County. And I don't like the shit you're doing over there in San Joaquin. Y'all are a bunch of bitches, and you have. If you go state to state, it's like, does it have to be endorsed, or will the government put it down? Like what? Because if it doesn't, like, I will fight another county, John. I will start a revolution. I'll tell you what. Welcome to San Bernardino County. So much better than Riverside or Los Angeles. No way. San Joaquin. God, I gotta know geography better before I start picking my battles, John. But either way, I can't wait to hear what happens next.
Well, the McCoys again suffered great loss on the night of January 1st, 1888. So literally New Year's Day, when the Hatfields, led by Devil Ance's uncle, Jim Vance, that's right, Devil Ance's uncle, Jim Vance, they set fire to the family Pikes County cabin.
Hear me out, John. I'm not going to be like victim blaming. Yeah. But number one, it's New Year's Day. Everybody anybody who's in the Appalachians has been drinking moonshine all night. So yeah, it's New Year's Day. It's probably 4, 5, 6, 8 in the morning. You're looking for booze, and fuck these guys for having their cabin, John. Am I right or am I right? Like when I found your house in drunken stupor on the second floor walk up, I said, this is the only place that I need to truly. No, I'll fit it in. Got it. No, I'm good with this. Wow, there's a lot of people. We have 17.
You're a little distracted. Look at me. I'm the only one here. Baby.
Here's the deal, John. You don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of. Your mother will weep when she sees what has happened to you. I know where you live now. I've seen where you sleep. You, sir.
Well, this seemingly unprovoked.
McCoy in my Hatfield. No, got nothing. Unprovoked. Go ahead.
Unprovoked raid. Now, burning down a house is one thing, but Calvin and Alifair, which were two of Randall McCoy's grown children, they were killed, and their mother, Sarah, well, she was severely bludgeoned.
But Hobbs got away with it, right?
Yeah, of course. Hobbs always gets away.
He's not imaginary. He's just a good dodger of bullets.
So they burnt the house.
No!
They burnt the house so that people would run out, and as people ran out, they murdered them, or almost murdered them with bludgeoning. So this was an atrocity, right? It brought matters to a head, putting the Hatfields now on the defensive for the duration of the conflict. Hunted in their own West Virginia neighborhoods, and, well, hey, retribution is retribution, right? So Vance was soon killed by a posse of Kentuckians, led by McCoy partisan Frank Phillips, and the two sides fought a pitched battle at Grapevine Creek near present Mattawan on January 19th of 1888.
John said two sides. Everybody takes a shot. Two sides.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Drink.
Look out. So this large firefight between Phillips and his men and Devil Anse Hatfield and his men happened on the 19th and was since known as the Battle of Grapevine Creek. Although no one was killed in the fight, it prompted Devil Anse to order 25 new Winchester repeating rifles to prepare for future attacks. So this is where the McCoys would strike back, right? The Hatfields have been doing.
It's on me, baby. I'm just saying, no. That was a little special for the YouTubes. The other two-sided pod. If you want to hear more, you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you too can hear me sneeze.
Just like a Winchester repeating rifle. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Have the chili, you will peak like a howitzer. Perfect. Ready. Oh, all right. Good.
The raids brought the ire of West Virginia Governor Wilson, and many thought there might be another civil war to break out along the Tug Fork between the factions of the two states. The National Guard units were prepared to defend their borders on both sides. West Virginia sued Kentucky for unlawful arrest of 9 prisoners and unsuccessfully appealed the case all the way up to the Supreme Court that year. So it went that far and was that nationalized is what I want to say, but televised, but it wasn't television, right? It was the story of the year.
Right. No, we all know the revolution will not be televised. We've understood that for a long time, John. It's not a clever turn of phrase. It's a reality. Thanks, Hatfields.
The court ruled that the Hatfields would have to stand trial in Kentucky, whether or not the original arrests by Phillips were legal, and so this was their first case that they lost. Ellison Mounts was hanged on February 18th of 1890 for the shooting of Alifair and Calvin McCoy, and the rest were given life sentences for their roles in killing the 3 McCoy brothers. They say this event is what ended the official family war, as no further raids or skirmishes occurred.
All right. Let it go. He got ants in his pants. Nobody needs any further harm. Not even the ancillary characters.
The Hatfield-McCoy feud was exacerbated, especially in the later stages, by enterprising detectives, wrongly deputized posses, sensationalizing newspaper men, and meddling lawyers. They just swarmed on them.
those darn kids. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling reporters. Oh, old man Withers from the fucking amusement park? You were the one who started the Hatfield McCoy War? That's crazy.
One of the best Scooby-Doos I ever saw. Hatfields, McCoys, me, Scooby and Shaggy. John. Ruh-roh. John. You're right.
Well, and since then, historians, novelists, playwrights, scriptwriters have scarcely let it rest, right? There are pop culture references from songs mentioning or simply being about the Hatfields and McCoys, a movie in the 70s, and later a miniseries starring Bill Paxton and Kevin Costner as the opposing patriarchs.
That's some bullshit, John. Like, after the apocalypse and after everything goes to shit, and people find the Smithsonian vault of knowledge, power, recreation of one society, they come across a two-sided pod videos here on Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. They will understand, John. They will get the real meaning that it's more than a few. Sometimes you just got to let someone put hands on someone. Those times are called two-sided. All underscore, all in word. No underscore. Folks, we are at two-sided pod. All one word, all lowercase.
There you go.
I'm just going to say, John, I feel like you need to do at two-sided pod, all one word, all underscore, because I'm going to start saying it now. So if you can get that handle too and come to the same place, that'll be great for me, because I won't have to learn a new line. You know how pathways in your brain work? You just keep it's a bunch of weeds, and you just run through them, and eventually you have a little small path, and then you come back and then SOCKS. And I'm learning Spanish. You have a little fucking pathway. Like, ay Dios mío, que lástima, and your path gets bigger and bigger. All of these things, right?
Right.
I've started a neural pathway to at Two-Sided Pod, all lowercase, all underscores. John. I think we just figured something out now. Maybe I'm neurodivergent too. Or maybe I just play one on Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Tell a friend, tell a coworker, talk around the cooler, folks. Make the workplace great again. You don't have a job, tell your parole.
Well, to wrap this segment up,
great.
make parole great again. That's great. So there is a rumor that the game show Family Feud is said to be created, sparked from their rivalry. And there's even an interactive dinner theater show where you can try to settle the disputes of the Hatfields and the McCoys. It's called Hatfield and McCoy's Dinner Feud.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Not only are we going to this, John, not only are we going to this, but we're going to do our own dinner theater show. Tell me a Two-Sided Pod feud of who's the asshole. Make it pertinent for today.
Right.
John, oh my God.
So yeah, there have been lots of family feuds in America. Some even, documented by historians. Even outside of America, Europe has had quite a few. The famous Capulets and Montagues of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. But none are as famous and looked at as the Hatfields and the McCoys, right?
USA.
Woo!
Fuck you, Shakespeare. USA.
Woo!
Whatever, Globe Theater.
Right. So yeah, let's grab these messages and move on.
Good job, John. That was a good. That's a good little.
That's a good
I like that.
I like that one.
A feud reasons? Oh, this guy.
I can name a feud. How do I love thee? Here's a feud to name the feud. Survey says.
Feud and far between.
Okay, I didn't go down that road. Now I'm like, all right, I'm playing catch up. A feud from Bridge.
If you're playing catch up, you are not succeeding. You did say you had a couple of great knowledge tidbits, especially how it started. It's murky. I think I hit some of the major ones, but have you heard of other reasons why the Hatfields and the McCoys started their legendary 30-year feud?
No, you hit the big moments, but there was the contact of. It was very Capulet Montague. And there was a threatening because they'd go to dances, they would threaten, they would there was a lot of interaction between, even so it wasn't the first one where he was beaten and killed. So they had a lot going up. And nope. The other thing I read about the 8 squirrels, John. The 8 squirrels.
That was normal.
No,
it's either the pig or the fiddle, I think, are the two big ones.
Right. Yeah, no, a few good men.
You're still thinking about it. We just have a few more things.
For a few dollars more.
Just have a few more things to talk about.
All right, fair enough. Because now I'm like, anything that starts with an S, I can put feud into. Tell my mind is going. It's like, feud full of dollars. Times it reached one high. Won't you feud about me?
The Feud and the Furious.
Nope. Which one was your favorite? I like Feud Tokyo the best.
All right, hit that last message.
So dumb. So dumb.
Feud good, man.
Oh! Shout out to Julie Prunes on that one. Shout out to Dub. We got some people here. So anyone who's watching or listening on the Stereo Streets, you can click that link above your heads. We're live on the YouTubes where you can come in. We're taking notes. One of the games we're playing right now, which is super fun, is trying to give me a punchline. Trying to give me an answer to John's things that you need me to interject, because I'll be honest, I'm super at a loss for a lot of this whole thing. I've been using you guys as all of my punchlines, John. I have no bits. I am not funny. I shouldn't have even come to the party. I'm propped up by the foundation right here on the two-sided pod Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich time on Fridays, John. Live on the YouTubes. So if you're here, please tune in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that alert button. Don't be afraid to tell somebody. I'll just say it from your chest. Say it from your chest. John, I think we're ready. We're actually not ready. I need to get a little ice. I need to make a shot. And then, hold on one second. I feel like this is going to get real here in a second.
It's real.
Thanks. All right.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for listening. You're welcome as well.
Oh, that's definitely going to lead us into our next lightning round.
Lightning round! It's time to get down! Come on! Yeah!
Woo! Hey, lightning round guy.
No, he's doing good. It's like normally there's a small break and he has a pause before he comes out.
Whoa, what's happening, man? What are you doing, John?
Hey, I'm sorry I ignored you a little bit earlier. I was just, I was a little flustered. I was coming into the show. I'm fully here now, though. But it's always great to see you. I forgot to mention that earlier, man.
Oh, man. John, it's always a great time seeing you, brother. I've been looking at you and seeing your style. I like it. I pick up what you're putting down, man. You throw shit against the wall and I'm smelling what's cooking.
All right. Yeah, smelling what it's cooking. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. He's been watching a lot of wrestling lately and zoo hilarity fail videos. It's very aggressive. It's what are you gonna do?
You know,
Man, don't.
here, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe y'all need to figure your shit out and I'll go somewhere else.
Hey, you're doing better than us. Get that Earl Grey, you know? Get that Earl Grey.
Keep it real, baby. Woo!
Well, this lightning round segment is one of your favorites and mine and my boy Pete's. It's Decipher That Cockney Slang.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, here's the deal, folks. This is where the YouTube comments come in real handy. Make me look different than I am. Your choice. Could be dumber, could be smarter. Either way, I depend on you. Focus in. Let's go, John.
Our first one is, so I say a Cockney phrase. My boy Pete deciphers it, right? Pretty straightforward. He usually asks me to say what it's about, but we just jumped right into it. So the first one is tomato puree. Puree. Puree.
John. Number one, the worst. When you say it two different ways right off the bat. Oh, okay. I'm going to know the Cockney slang is for writing. You are doing it wrong. Straight out the gate. Like, do you fucking see? Is anybody here? Can you hear me? John, I just don't even know. Actually, I'm going to go on a limb and say I use it when I make my tomato potato cheese soup. Super American, USA. But I'm going to go on a limb and say it's not a thing. You're fucking with me. Not a thing. Final answer.
Do you want me to use it in a sentence? That's usually what you normally ask.
Yeah, no, here's the deal, John. I dare you to use it in a sentence.
He was convicted by the 12 members of that tomato puree.
That's it. John, again, I'm going to go with not a thing. You know how much time I served for stealing a loaf of bread, right? I know the judicial system. Look down, look down. I can't believe it's bread. My God, tomato paste. I think you were dead. Come on, John. Here's the deal. I know it's a lightning round, but I dare you to try to find someone who used that somewhere. I have the copy rhyming dictionary that was said to be so lovingly that keeps you on fucking point.
So it's the jury, which you would say it, but jury is convicted by the 12 members of that tomato puree. By the jury.
You don't even know. Nope, not in here.
That's not a complete dictionary.
It is. And you're wrong. And move on. Lightning round, super slow.
Fridge freezer. Next one is fridge freezer. The fridge freezer.
Go on. Can you give me the country of origin?
It would still be the UK.
Okay.
South London.
Perfect. Pretty much for the city, John. Fair enough. Let's go with. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
He's just an old fridge freezer.
Oh, easy. Look at him.
Woo! There you go. You know.
I would have got that even if I didn't look at the hints that people are giving. Everyone shouting this out. If you guys are not on the chat, I highly recommend being on it. But if you're not, I get it. Typing is tough for me too.
Next one. The phrase is cheese grater. Cheese grater.
John, can I have the country of origin?
Still the UK.
Perfect. Could you use it in a sentence, please?
Well, that cheese grater didn't help us at all with our meal. One star, would not recommend. The cheese grater did not serve us at all throughout our meal.
Again, reinforces the point I was going to make before you said your clarifying remarks. John, you're not good at explaining things. Sometimes it takes being with you in person. Sometimes it just takes listening to you talk 2 times to clarify. John, are you talking about a waiter? John?
That's right, my friend. The old cheese grater.
Cannot wait to go on the UK tour with you. It is going to be amazing. The cheese graters you're going to piss off all across the land. You'll be stunned. Numbers abound.
This last one, my boy Pete, this last one is one I think you can get on your own. because they correlate in a great way. Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. John, what is the country of origin?
Still the UK.
Good. Narrow it down. John, could you use it in a sentence? John.
Do you happen to know, this is not using it in a sentence, but my boy Pete, do you happen to know the Charlie Brown song?
Right, folks, this is how it feels to be in a show with John. We say yes, and he says Jello. Jesus Christ. I do happen to know that song, John, and I don't get it. So please, John, can you use it in a sentence? Ding, 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 ding.
Well, he was just a class Charlie Brown.
Oh. I think he had a football head. He's a student. Nope, he was. Nobody listened to him. Nope. He had a sad face. Oh, who pissed for. Oh, but. Meanwhile, back at Charlie Brown's house.
Well, let me down. You're such a Charlie Brown.
Don't let me down.
The one I was singing, that's right.
Don't let me down. Come on, John. Right. I am a clown.
Woo!
Don't get caught with you now. And see. Giddy up. Let's be.
All right. Well, that took way too long. We should just jump into
What
our
the fuck
final
was that?
segment.
Yeah, we should, but let's figure out a little fucking hustle and rhyme, a little fucking slap and tickle, John. Tell them who we are, tell them what we're about before you just get all fucking greedy. Come on, man. Marketing. You guys
Merchandise.
like
Merchandise. Merchandise.
Y'all like t-shirts? We do too. We don't have any, but if you want to get some for us, we'll wear them. No, that's
It's like reverse marketing. Hey, send your products to us. That'd be great.
We're like a patent office for stupid. That's not stupid enough. We're keeping it. This is going to be great, John. This will be great.
Well,
all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
We're going to play one message right now, and then we're no longer going to play messages as John was really getting to the meat of bones of it. Marrow? Marrow. That's fucking disheartening. Jesus Christ. That's marrow. Here's the deal, folks. No more messages. To Boku. We're gonna. Wait, do you have something?
Do you have something written down? You have something written down, right?
Yeah,
you do. All right.
Never mind.
John, take it away.
Tomato puree? Jury? Absolute bollocks, mate. Tomato puree? Nobody says tomato puree. They can't even say puree. So puree and juree, don't even rhyme, mate. Don't even rhyme. What a load of bollocks.
Right. John, shut up and drink your gin.
Well, is more two-sided out there. We are currently recording each episode of the Two-Sided Podcast live on the Stereo app every Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Greenwich Meanwich Sandwich time on Fridays, which is also live streamed on our YouTube channel, handle at Two-Sided Pod, TWO Sided Pod, all one word. We're on Patreon, Instagram, Twitter. Again, our handle is Two-Sided Pod. Easy peasy. We have a Gmail for anyone to suggest topics or to come on to our Tuesday open chat stereo shows, which is again, twosidedpod@gmail.com. And finally, our podcasts are super viral. So check it out wherever you get your podcasts. Follow and rate. Doesn't hurt you. Only helps us. Subscribe. Alert on YouTube. We think you can.
Oh my God. John, we lost 7 followers after that message. I know you wrote it down, but we gotta fucking workshop that shit, John. Jesus! I like what you gave all the information. Here's what you need to do. Here's our logo. Here's our two-sided pod, at two-sided pod, all lowercase, all one word. Also, you could do it at two-sided pod, all one word, all underscore. We're going to get on that. Ain't that right, John? Throwback from the beginning of the episode. But what we're saying now is we're not going to play any more messages in this show. However, they will be played, stay in this room for the wind down, as John likes to call it.
That's right.
We weep for the future every time John names something. Hey guys, you can wind down. You're the guy who fucking coined the phrase harsh my mellow. You ruined the 70s.
Listen, you know what? I want to give you a little bit of a treat there, my boy Pete. So our final segment of the episode is going to be about the lives and work. No, it's going to be about Pee Wee. It's Pee Wee Herman.
Nice. Don't fuck around. Like, get to Pee Wee Herman. It is Paul Reubens. He has other stuff, but what we're talking about is Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Funhouse.
And really, I do focus. So a little bit of the precursor to Pee Wee, and I'll jump right in very quickly. Born in New York, but raised in Sarasota, Florida, Paul Reubens began his career in the 1970s after joining the Los Angeles live comedy troupe The Groundlings as an improvisational comedian and stage actor. He rocketed to fame for creating the sarcastic but good-natured man-child Pee Wee Herman, a character whose red bow tie and sneering catchphrases, "I know you are, but what am I?" were ubiquitous in the 80s and early 90s.
I know you're going to have it more, but he had his run to the started Pee Wee's Playhouse with them, and it was one of the longest running shows.
That's right.
Which was amazing. That's why when he passed away, all these people who didn't know him and didn't know what he accomplished were like, "Oh, he was so good. He was amazing." Like, there's a lot of amazing comedians, like A-level comedians, who were tweeting about him.
Yeah. That's the thing. So many. Yeah, he's not a one-trick pony. People who believe that just don't know, because what he was doing for decades was so much full giving his all, right? He was all in. Comedians have a hard time with that for a 10-minute set or an hour set if they're doing something on HBO. He did it for his life. In 1980, he launched the Pee Wee Herman Show, a stage production centered on a fictional character that he had been developing for years. Became a cult figure, and the show ran for 5 sold-out months, the longest of any Groundling premiered show, as my boy Pete said, and it landed him a special on HBO. He also committed to the character in his interviews and public appearances at this time.
You see where it's going as an actor, as a person, lean in. As an actor, that's a very tough choice, though. He had very few, and you'll probably get into them. You'll probably say a few words, you give a nod. He had appearances on a lot of shows, a lot of movies, small parts, never a lead, never just something to pay the bills. But still, you're pigeonholed. Like, you're Pee Wee. You have to really transform as an actor. You really have to transform as a character to pull this off. And like, they have to believe in your ability to do so. Man, that's tough money. You're gonna make me go to where? Or you're paying me what? I don't have Cherry around. There's no Mecca Lecca High, Mecca. Fuck you. Craft services is bullshit. That's what I would say is Pee Wee. Taking my bow tie, I'm going home.
Well, this big break in 1985 of his was the movie Pee Wee's Big Adventure, helmed by first-time feature film director Tim Burton.
Oof. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with it, but he hadn't had his tragic choices just yet, so he was still creative.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, this is where he was creative instead of we're talking about Burton, right? We are talking about Burton. Yeah, before he fell into his
Trope
formula,
of
his trope, his formula, right? Yeah, yeah. So the movie followed Pee Wee's surreal and slapstick journey to find his missing bicycle, and while modest box office hit, it became a cult favorite.
so good. Here's the deal, all you foundation members, anyone out there who's listening, anyone who's watching. I know it's a tough one. I know it's you feel like I shouldn't do it. Take the time. It's an hour and a half. Do it before we come back on Tuesday. You have the weekend. You have the fucking weekend.
Yeah.
You got as much time as we do. Watch Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Don't go so far as to watch Pee Wee's Big Top or Big Top Pee Wee.
Big Top Pee Wee. Yep.
That's a good one, but it doesn't live up. It's no Godfather 2. That's all I'm saying. It's good. Watch the first one. Be ready to unload on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. So
be.
3 years later, Big Top Pee Wee came out, but it was helmed by Randall Kleiser, and it was good. But the character at that point transitioned to television from 1986 to 1991 on CBS weekend morning show Pee Wee's Playhouse. This live action show was a hit with kids and adults alike.
Amazing. But it was amazing. It had, you didn't feel the shame if you watched Pee Wee's Playhouse, if you watched Teletubbies or SpongeBob, right? You got to keep some secrets. Play it close to the vest, you know what I mean? But Pee Wee, loud and proud of the water cooler.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Well, it was influenced by vintage kids shows like Captain Kangaroo, and this artistically groundbreaking Pee Wee's Playhouse won several Emmys and featured colorful post-modernist set design and music from new wave icons like Mark Mothersbaugh, Cyndi Lauper, and The Residents, along with guest stars including Lawrence Fishburne, Natasha Lyonne, and Jimmy Smits.
Right. And I guess there were guest stars, but there were people
Reoccurring characters, right?
Reoccurring characters, right? Yeah.
This was never Peter Pan, though. What he was doing, yes, Pee Wee was a boy who never grew up, but it was more than that. He was one singular adult's remembrance of what it was like being a kid, specifically the parts of childhood we pretend not to see in our own children: the narcissism, the selfishness, the utter lack of basic human empathy, the monstrous bits. He leaned in to those.
Yeah, no, he really did. If you think about it, it's all fun, it's all funny. Something to say, Crazy Larry?
Right?
Jesus Christ. One has a sugar high. That's an ugly. All right. Yeah, no.
On 1988's magnificent holiday staple, Pee Wee's Playhouse Christmas Special, Reubens zeroed in kids' ravenous greed for presents, turning Pee Wee into a monster who only reluctantly sees the light once guilted into it, like Scrooge. He was a lot more fun to hang out with right before that last-minute epiphany.
Okay. I'm a big fan of the goose at the end of Scrooge, so you lost me there. The epiphany was super fun for me. Boy, what day is it? It's fucking Goose Day, motherfucker. That's the goose. That's the shit.
Well, Pee Wee was a creature of impulse, of anarchy, and the id. which is probably why Reubens' frequent appearances on Late Night with David Letterman helped launch him to superstardom.
Because he was the id and because he was on David Letterman, that's why it launched him.
Well, so it worked. This silliness worked on a different frequency than Letterman's. Pee-wee was wilder and far less inhibited than Letterman, who could ever hope to be. And Letterman knew to play up his own tetchy, aggrieved discomfort at Pee-wee's hijinks for comedic effect. They vibrated on opposite ends of the comedic spectrum, but it worked brilliantly together.
Okay. All right. I see what you're doing. All right, John. We'll do this for another couple of years. We'll see how it goes. I'm with you.
Well, in those segments, we can see the signature Pee-wee giggles, and you laughed at the ability to take his ability to take complete control of the experience, and Letterman's entirely uncharacteristic willingness to give over the reins. He never did that for other guests, but he would always do that for Pee-wee. Always let Pee-wee take the show, take it wherever he wanted, and Letterman was just in for the ride.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. I see that. Him, Jack Hanna, was a little bit like that, but he still controlled it. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Okay. I like that as far as comedian goes. Okay.
Yeah. And they get wonderfully absurd. Really, that's another thing to look at. Just YouTube some Letterman clips of Paul Reubens of Pee-wee. But after the Christmas special, there were other amazing, if small, roles outside of his Pee-wee persona, as my boy Pete pointed out. Nobody can forget the fantastically improvised and elongated death scene in the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He left the spotlight for a number of years, but then Pee-wee Herman came back via a Broadway show, complete with all the living original cast members, well, aside from Lawrence Fishburne, but all the original cast members who were alive came back for that Broadway show, and it was fantastic.
Did you see it?
I did. Yeah, I didn't want to say that because, you hate when I do that, but I did.
No,
I
do.
have a chastity ring from it.
Yeah, no. Probably not your first or your last, so good on you.
After years of living with the cancer diagnosis at the age of 70, Paul Reubens died on June 30th of this year. Quote, "Last night we said farewell to Paul Reubens, an iconic American actor, comedian, writer, and producer whose beloved character Pee-wee Herman delighted generations of children and adults with his positivity, whimsy and belief of the importance of kindness." That was posted on his Facebook.
That's awesome.
It had not been previously disclosed that Reubens was diagnosed with cancer all those years. The announcement of his death included a personal statement from the actor explaining why he had kept his medical condition under wraps. Quote, "Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing for the last 6 years," he wrote. "I have always felt a huge amount of love and respect from my friends, fans, and supporters. I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you." End quote.
That's awesome.
And the response, as you were talking about, was also amazing and awesome. Since the news broke of Reubens' death on July 30th, the fans started placing flowers along the fence of the South Pasadena house where Pee-wee lived in 1985 during the film of Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That's
the owner.
That's so
the owner
cool.
had no idea who he was. Billy Young spoke to the New York Post about his experience with the production. Quote, "It seems such a long time ago when they filmed outside our house. It was an unknown director, Tim Burton, who worked with Pee-wee for this exterior set.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't
right?
know that. Wow, that's cool.
He looked into it. He realized how amazing it was. He said, I couldn't believe how fun it was to watch the movie. After they wrapped our location, the crew painted the house back to its original color, and now Google Maps labels the house as Pee Wee Herman House. How hilarious is that? End quote.
That's so cool. Wow, I didn't know that. I need to look that up.
The next paragraph I know you know about. What's the other place, the other location that inspired public tribute?
No, because they. No,
Southern
I'm not gonna
California.
go there. I know. I was going to say the theater he was jerking off in, but
Well, Pee Wee never did that. So the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex at Cabazon Dinosaurs. Yeah.
dude, I stop there all the time. Anytime I'm going to Arizona, I stop at Capitol. That's so cool.
They repainted the suit. Have you seen that yet?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I drove up and saw it. It was awesome.
A number of Reubens collaborators also paid tribute to the late actor. Natasha Lyonne, whose first on-screen job was an episode of Pee-wee's Playhouse, shared this message on Twitter. Love you so much, Paul. One in a time. Thank you for my career and your forever friendship all these years, and for teaching us what a true original is.
That's awesome.
Burton, who actually after his debut later reteamed with Reubens on Batman Returns, posted a picture of the actor and the caption, "Shocked and saddened. I'll never forget how Paul helped me at the beginning of my career. It would not have happened without his support. He's a great artist. I'll miss him." So, what are some of the big ones, the catchphrases, right? The things that have been flooding the social medias. What have you seen, or what do you know is out there, even if you haven't seen it?
Oh no, I didn't watch any of that shit. I went back to Pee-wee's Big Adventure and all those catch lines and catchphrases.
Yeah.
Francis can't come out now. He's taking a bath. Oh really? Where are they hosing him down? Fruit or peppermint? So good.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Yep.
I'm a loner dot, a rebel. And one of my favorites.
Hard.
Come on, Simone. Let's talk about your big butt.
Everybody I know has a big butt. Patient Mr. Herman, Mr. Herman, patient Mr. Herman.
Well, to wrap this up, Pee Wee Herman himself was a social media staple, even having an active Twitter account until last year. His final tweet was on November 8th, 2022. Quote, "Today's a big day. You know what to do. Hashtag vote. Hashtag midterms matter."
It's awesome, man. I know I said awesome a lot in the show, but that's awesome. Someone up at the last moment knows who they are, do their thing. It's great.
Yeah, one of a kind. The world is slightly different with the loss of Pee Wee Herman. Let's do a shot to Paul Reubens.
Cheers.
Cheers. The sources for this episode of Two Sided have been first segment, trailsheaven.com, the Herald Dispatch, Britannica, Hatfield McCoy dinnerfeud.com, and the Encyclopedia of West Virginia. Second segment, peewee.com. Everyone go check that out. peewee.com, NBC News, Variety Magazine, Twitter, Entertainment Weekly, and NPR. Well, before we...
Stumped, John.
Yeah.
I'm taken aback. Good job. Good research. I knew this was coming. I felt it in my bones. So I stopped doing research like a month and a half ago. And I've just been making shit up. But today is the day I come clean, John. I got nothing, man. Good job. Good job.
Well, before we get out of here, my boy Pete, is there anything from this episode you'd like to take a second glance at, a second look, a second thought, a second opinion? This is Pete's Retraction Corner.
Oh, John, 100%. John, I'm so glad you asked me that question. Number one, I have been doing research. You think all this stuff is made up off the cuff? Well, you're wrong, John. John. Silly ginger. I've been up at night. I have a staff of 17 researching long forgotten jokes. Knock, knock, who's there? Don't care, anywhere, don't wear underwear. Oldie but a goodie, John. You're welcome for that nugget. You'll have more next week. You play your cards right.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show live on stereo every Tuesday at our usual start time.
You're welcome for listening, everybody. You're welcome for listening.
So if you want to, the usual start time, so if you want to join us or you want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO, sidedpod@gmail.com. And for those listening live on the stereo app, stick around in this room for a continued chat in the green room right now, or after show wind down.
I dare you.
I double dog dare you.
Oh, someone's getting their tongue stuck to the flagpole tonight. You guys, it's going to be awesome.
That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm my boy Pete in Southern California, and I regret none of my choices.
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts, and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, handled at TwoSidedPod, all one word, and the stereo app, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Greenwich Meanwich Sandwich time on Fridays, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two-Sided. Love you, Pete.
Also, look us up with underscores under our name. Love you, Tom.